Kenny, aka King of the Fourth Quarter, is well known in the My League community. He does a ton of rebuilds, but he also talks about basketball on his Kenny channel and on the Through the Wire podcast. He's one of my favorite YouTubers on the platform, and today we're going to be doing a rebuild based on his videos. We're going to start it off by running a fantasy draft. That's usually how his rebuild starts, so I'm going to take inspiration from that and go ahead and do that. But we're not just going to do a regular rebuild. I'm going to go to random moments in some of Kenny's recent videos, and whatever trade he's doing at that time, I'm going to have to trade for that player. So we're going to start off with the team that was auto-drafted to us, but the ultimate goal is to beat the Warriors' 73-9 record and bring the wins record back to Chicago. And the team we have to start off with isn't too bad. I mean, we've got a star in SGA, and we've also got some good young players who we could use as trade pieces, but we're going to have some help. I'm going to be adding Allen Iverson, Derrick Rose, and Jamal Crawford to the roster. Let me explain why. Well, first of all, we might need some help because beating the wins record is kind of crazy, and I'm going to be picking random trades from his videos, so it could be like a trade for, I don't know, like Taj Gibson or something. Is he going to win me the championship? But also, he was on Stephen A. Smith's podcast, and he was talking about a game where Allen Iverson and Jamal Crawford went head-to-head that made him really fall in love with the game of basketball. So I added them to the team. And then Derrick Rose, the youngest MVP in NBA history, and of course, one of the Chicago Bulls' most iconic players. So of course, I had to put him on the roster. And now it's time to make trades. This first one wasn't even from a video, but I felt like it was only right. We had to get Robert Covington, a legend of the King of the Fourth Quarter channel. He is now on our team, and it's going to be a requirement that we play him 20 minutes a game. The first trade we're going to do, though, based on his videos, is for Lauri Markkanen. We're going to go off the best player in each and every trade, so Lauri was the best player in this trade. We're not going to go get Miles Bridges here. We're just going to get Lauri Markkanen. He's a guy who's easy to trade for in 2K, and we were able to make the move. That was from his recent video, I can only trade for players who I'm friends with. The next trade is from the video where he traded the most expensive player on every NBA team. He was trading Lou Dort, and he ended up getting Michael Porter Jr. This was a video where he took control of all the teams and made a trade for every single roster. It was a really interesting one, and it absolutely shook up the league. But now I have the challenge of matching the salary of Michael Porter Jr. in a trade, so I had to pick up PJ Tucker out of free agency, but I still wasn't able to get the move done. So I took one of Kenny's best strategies, which is going in free agency, signing players, and then trading them so that I can get more future draft picks. I mean, this is absolute cheese, and obviously wouldn't work in real life because, like, if you could sign somebody out of free agency and trade them for a first-round pick, every NBA team would be doing it, which is why it doesn't really make any sense, you know what I mean? But it's 2K. We're going to go get Michael Porter Jr., okay? That's just what I'm going to do. He is now a Chicago Bull. The next trade we're doing is from the NBA 2K18 video where he played in every 2K and tried to win a bunch of championships in a row. It was a really interesting one, and one of the trades he did was for Rudy Gobert, the French Revolution. So we're going to go ahead and trade for him. That is a crazy nickname, by the way. And also, if you're enjoying the video so far, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers, so if you enjoy the content, dang, Danny, lock in. Consider subscribing. This is the one part of the video you got to lock in for. You're begging for subscribers. I also turned off financial trade rules because Rudy Gobert, he gets the duffel bag, man. And the next player we're going to go get is John Collins. This was from the Charlotte Hornets rebuild. The Hornets are in shambles right now, and they've got a lot of things they need to work out so that they can potentially win 30 games next year. Because let's be honest, it's going to be a rough process for them. But hey, they've won 3 in a row right now, so maybe they're doing their thing. Had to go re-up on some more draft picks to try and make our next move, which is going to be for Kristaps Porzingis. I'm not going to lie, I forgot what video this was from, but Kristaps Porzingis, he can stretch the floor for us. They want John Collins, but John Collins is already a player we went out and picked up, so he's got to stay on the roster. We got a couple picks to work with. They really want Robert Covington, which is crazy. I guess Robert Covington's going to be the player who puts this trade over the edge, but obviously we can't trade him. So I tried to throw in Chet Holmgren, but nah, they'd rather have Rocco, I guess. We had to throw in a first-round pick along with Franz Wagner and a first to go out and get Kristaps. I feel like we got finessed, but I mean, it is what it is. We've still got a really good basketball team, and I'm excited for it. Now, we are going to go out and pick up some players to fill out our roster. We got a bunch of old heads who hopefully can go out there and get a ring. Remember when Trevor Ariza was starting for the Lakers last year? Man, it was a crazy time. Do y'all think the Lakers are going to make some noise? Me personally, I think they could be a team that does really well in the West. I mean, if they end up getting into the playoffs. Obviously, that is still a question right now. Our rotation looks good, and of course, Robert Covington is going to have to play 20 minutes, which is kind of unfortunate. In real life, he's good at basketball, a good 3-and-D player, but in 2K, just trust me, if you don't know, you'll see. You'll definitely see. It's really the lack of what you see in his stat sheet. It's absolutely awful, man. I don't know why. I don't know what vendetta. Oh, vendetta's a fire vocab word. But I don't know what vendetta 2K has against Robert Covington. But, bro, I'm trying to tell y'all, we're about to get to the end of the season. The stats are going to be horrible. Allen Iverson is the MVP of the league, and as you can see, we had a really good year. We weren't able to beat the wins record, but I'm still proud of what our team did, and really what matters is getting the championship, because, 73-9 just doesn't have a good ring to it. All right, let's go ahead and let's get into our season stats. We can see how our guys did. We had Shea making the All-NBA third team. I'm really proud of our guys, man. It was a great season for the team. AI led the team in scoring. He didn't need to practice. He was just getting buckets. Kristaps Porzingis wasn't scoring too much, but we had a lot of other scores. Jamal Crawford, 10 a game. Lauri Markkanen didn't score much. I mean, he wasn't playing a crazy amount, but 2K also absolutely cooks him in the simulation. And speaking of cooked, Robert Covington. 31% from 3, less than 39% from the field. I told y'all, man. He was playing almost 20 minutes a game. He played like a little over 17, I think it ended up being. And it's Robert Covington, man. If he shoots the ball in 2K, watch your head. That thing's probably going to hit you. In game number 7, we end up winning here. We went to a game 7 against the AC, which is absolutely wild. Now, this AC team did have Nikola Jokic, and it was Robert Covington coming up big in the clutch for us, a 4-for-6 shooting game, which is a rarity for Robert Covington in 2K. I mean, this was a pretty good 8-seed team. They did have Nikola Jokic, but hey, we should not be going to 7 games with the 8 seed. We're the 1 seed for a reason. Paul George is back in Indiana in this, and they might be giving us some comp. We've got a game 5 here. This is a pivotal game. We're able to get out of there in 6. I mean, that's good. We didn't want to have 2 game 7 series in a row. That'd be wild. This should be an easy trip to the finals. The finals should be where we get our challenge. Everything before that, it should just be a warm-up for the NBA Finals. It should just really be like a light little shoot-around. You know what I mean? And now we're on our way to the finals, or so I thought. It looked like we were going to win that series. We ultimately had to go to 7, and we're facing Jimmy Butler and the Golden State Warriors. That's playoff Jimmy Butler, man. A former Chicago Bull is going to be going against this Chicago Bulls team, and it's Robert Covington again. 6 for 7 in Game 7, 14 minutes, 17 points. He had that flamethrower. All those bricks he threw up throughout the season, it didn't matter in that game because he came up clutch. Our season might have been over if it wasn't for Robert Covington. And it looks like the Warriors season might be over. Y'all might as well book your vacations. It's up. We're NBA champions. Allen Iverson, Finals MVP. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Had a ton of fun making it for you guys. Have a great day. See you on the next one. Peace.